So looking at the 1 week chart here for Tesla, we will turn on the Bollinger Bands first to kind of tell the story a little bit. So 1 week chart, let's take a look. Now, if you notice, the Bollinger Bands are a great source of understanding direction, okay? Because often, especially on the daily chart, we're looking at the weekly chart here, but you'll often notice that with the Bollinger Bands, the price tends to ping pong around within the Bollinger Bands, right? And it's really evident on this downward slope here. So since the start of the year of 2022, at this peak here, it was at the end of 2021, we've done a fair amount of zigzagging, all in a downward momentum. I've been watching this for a while, so let's zoom in on it. To make this clear, going up for an unbelievable run, we actually broke through the Bollinger Bands and then crashed through, found our way down to the mid support, but ultimately found support again at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, and then found our way going back up to the top and then back down. And you see the motion here, right? This is a great way to see where the momentum's taking us. Now, what does this tell me looking here at the Bollinger Bands? It tells me that we're at a midpoint and we do have some room to run up to about 228. So we're sitting at 189, and there's two things we could do. I mean, look what we did this last time, right? This last run, which was quite a few months ago. I feel that we're doing something similar to this, this fractal shape, and we'll be making that same fractal here, okay? And I'll kind of draw it out really quick, very quick. So we saw ourselves moving up. We didn't quite make it to the top of the Bollinger Band, but we did find support here on this midpoint. And we made kind of like an M shape and then found our way back down to the bottom, okay? And even more so, we slid all the way down the bottom of the Bollinger Band, but found support and bounced back up. Now we're making that same move. This little weird M shape is going to be mirrored right here, okay? So we'll likely do something like this, okay? Come down. Now that tells me that the low still is around that same low that we did back in January, start of the year, okay? We went and literally pierced right at $100. That is more like a floor for us. So if you notice, the 200 week is notorious for being a really great floor. And as you can see, we really pierced through that on that last crash down. So the 200 week is something that to stay above in a bear market is pretty good. A lot of our crypto names have been buried into that 200 week for quite some time and are just now breaking through. But that shows us also here that Tesla is riding that 200 week moving average, okay? As you can see, finding support. Looking at the 50 week, which is this purple moving average, it is coming down quick and really is kind of putting the pressure on the price. So if you could envision the 50 week continuing down in this kind of a motion, it's just going to be pushing the price along with it and possibly even forcing the price beyond the 200 week again. Now, if the price was to make an upward movement, it would try to touch that 50 week simple moving average, simply to find it, no pun intended, to find resistance and then crash down. Secondary, it could come through, pierce through, and hit the 100 week simple moving average, find resistance there and crash down. Now, the stronger of these two, in my opinion, is the 50 week. It's really got a hold right now, a stranglehold on the price. So, and it's pinning it between the 200. So that could be pretty ugly as the 50 week moving averages comes to meet the 200. So with that said, in my opinion, we have there's a probability that we can make a movement up to in that range of the $220 possible. A little less possible is up to 250, but more likely to find ourselves moving down. So with that said, I'll turn these off. Apologies for the mess. I just wanted to make this quick. I drew out these trend lines ahead of time, more like a scaffolding of trend lines. Our lower red trend lines are the important piece here. And these are points where I believe the price can go. because I feel that these lower trend lines for crypto and something volatile like Tesla, this is like a magnet. The price launches off of those lower trend lines and it always finds its way back because it's more like a mean price. So I have these two different trend lines, both lower supports. One could be, could find the price over the next month. This is my projection. We could find ourselves at around 115, 112, something like that. In secondary, we could find ourselves down in the sub 100 realm, like $92, $93. We could even wick down to my favorite number, $88. But to be safe, 115 to 96, I think is a good zone, right? Where the price could find a path. And what would that look like? It could look like something like this, literally. Because we move quickly, right? We move quickly, okay? Again, we could find ourselves get support here at this first level or the second level, in my opinion. Why did I draw it this way? It's fractal patterns, right? What do you see here? That's the same move, right? Just in this area. You see this fractal piece right here. Same thing. Only to find the mean, right? Like we talked about, literally. But again, I feel like we have a little bit more to go, and we could hit that secondary trend line down there, that final floor. Now, there is another lower trend line that I did not draw here. It's around the $66 range. There's a probability, but I don't want to get into it now because it's a little too severe. This to me makes more sense looking at these fractal movements. We've got 1, 2, 3, and this would be 4 in that same series. We'll find ourselves working ourselves back through here and ping-ponging, something like that, and then finding our way out, okay? And that could be some of these other trend lines, right? But for now, we've got a long way to go to work ourselves out of this channel. I mean, this is a really severe channel, but this is what I see. So that is Tesla.